sat down with NBA TV and he was asked about the potential of him making the Basketball Hall of Fame. And my goodness, his answer is gaining a lot of attention. Check it out.
If we're being brutally honest, if I was selected to the Hall of Fame, I'm not going.
You're not going to accept it?
No, I'm not going. Like, it's like the festivities and all of that. It's an individual thing, you know? I'm not for the individual type stuff. I'm really not. I'm like a team guy.
But even after it's all said and done and you've done...
No, I don't want to go. I'm not worried about the Hall of Fame, so I promise you. It's an honor, it is, but...
Great interview by Jared Greenberg. Jimmy, I don't know, that might be a mistake to skip that. Shannon, do you like or do you have a problem with what Jimmy Butler said?
I hate everything he said. I have a big problem with it. Skip, I get it. You're in the middle of the NBA Finals. You can say, I'm really not thinking about the Hall of Fame right now. The most important thing with me is to find a way to win one game in Denver to try to get it back to Miami. But to be this openly and blatantly disrespectful of what we call heaven. It's sports heaven. Skip, give me just a second. I want to Skip, I remember when I got the call that I made it to the Hall of Fame, I picked up the phone and called my grandmother. She was she was dying. She would die a couple of months later. I said, Grand, I made it to the Hall of Fame. She said, baby, what's that? I say, that's where all the really good, great football players go when they retire. She said, oh, baby, that's so good. I sure hope I'm around to see it. The Hall of Fame in any particular sport is football heaven in football. It's basketball heaven in basketball. It's baseball heaven in Cooperstown. That's the heaven. That's the ultimate validation. Jimmy Butler, it's not like hockey. The great Gretzky, he retired, they put him in the Hall of Fame right away. In other sports, you've got to wait 5 years. So you mean to tell me in 5 years you can't find Bali, the Maldives, wherever you want to go and put your toes in the sand? You that disrespectful to me. I don't like the festivities. Skip, did you know Jimmy Butler has been to 6 All-Star games? How many times did he turn them down? They didn't take his teammates.
No.
See, that sounds good. See, this is what turned people off about athletes. Because the arrogance and the pompousness of this joker. To have the nerve to say you should fall on your knees and thank God that 50, 60 men and women said, you know what, Jimmy Butler is worthy of basketball heaven. Skip, this is blatantly disrespectful. He's talking like he's one of the historically all-time greats. Like he's transcended. I can see if they wronged him in some way, in some manner. What has the NBA done to him besides make him wealthy, more wealthy than his wildest dreams? Everything that he's got come courtesy of the NBA. I'm not saying that he didn't work hard. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve it because he deserves everything that he got coming to him. But for him to say this, Skip, he has to miss me with all of this.
Quick aside, after the last 10 games, does he even belong in the Hall of Fame? When I brought this up, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I see, right? I said no.
You were shocked I brought up the Hall of Fame. I didn't even know what the context was, and you shocked me by saying he's in the Hall of Fame. And I told you, well, it seems like everybody gets in the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but the basketball. And now you're like, well, wait a second.
He's talking about he a slam dunk. Like he LeBron, like he got like 17, like he got like 8, 9 team first team All NBA, like 3 or 4 MVPs, a couple of Finals MVPs, led the league in score, the DPOY.
As I always tell you about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if I have to think twice about you, you're not in my Hall of Fame. If I hear a name, Tom Brady, well, you just say, oh, well, yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, some guys they shouldn't even have to wait 5 years. A Brady, a Manning, a Joe Montana. Why they waiting? LT, why they waiting?
Lawrence Taylor. Oh, do I have to think twice? But Jimmy Butler gives me pause. I have to stop and say, well, wait, he's never, ever gotten he's never been in the top 10 of the MVP voting. He got one top 3 vote, but it's a solitary single vote. Like out of nowhere, it's an aberration vote. You can even question the authenticity of it, the credibility of it. Okay, so he didn't even make the All-Star team this regular season, but he did weirdly make second team All-NBA, which is the highest ranking he's ever achieved.
Why didn't he turn it down?
Well, that's a good point.
I mean,
there's no festivity to it.
No, but what about Bam? Where's Bam? Bam ain't on that team. Where's Kyle Lowry? It's a team thing. He like a team. So what? So why did you tell him to say, I don't want to be on it? You see the utter ridiculousness ridiculousness of how this sounds? Skip, does he I guess he thinks he's like, man, and people gonna say, Jimmy is the ultimate team player. I call bull jive. Because, Skip, when you play, and for someone to think, because here's the thing, what makes the Hall of Fame so unique in most sports. A lot of times, it's not the people that actually played the game that's voting you in.
Yeah.
It's people that's sitting around with a pen and pad that watch you play and say, you know what, I think that guy's worthy. So for some randoms, a lot of these guys, a lot of these men and women, and it's not a knock on you guys, I'm just saying, you didn't play the particular sport that you're covering, but you thought enough of this individual, he or she, to put them in the Hall of Fame. And for Jimmy Butler to say, nah, I'm not going to festivities, that's a part of it. What you think? You just show up and just, okay, we got the ceremony, and you just show up? No. There's a jacket presentation. There's a lot that goes. I mean, the Hall, you got the Nishki luncheon when they tell you what to expect. You don't talk. In the Nishki luncheon, it's very unique, Skip, because the new inductees, they don't talk.
No.
It's all the guys that's already in there telling you how you should behave and what the expectations are for you moving forward. Because now they don't say 3-time Super Bowl this. They don't say 8-time Pro Bowl that. They say HOF. When you got those alphabets, those are the alphabets of the alphabets.
Yep, that's a fact. So once again, over time, over a playoff run, Jimmy Butler was exposed or revealed to be a second star in need of an alpha because he's not that guy. He had his moments. He had his 56 and his 42 against Milwaukee. He had his 35 and his 27 in games 1 and 2 against Boston. But he kept saying, don't call me playoff Jimmy, because I think deep down, he knows he's not playoff Jimmy. He knows he's not really that guy. He can be pretty good. He can have his moments. He can have his games. When he feels like he's got a little leverage, a little advantage over you, he can lay it on. But Denver had his number from the first dribble, and he got less and less convicted about what he could do in the lane. He was losing all kinds of confidence until he lost his way and lost his mind at the end of that game. And he'll suck it up, and he'll have a binge. He'll reach down and try to will it, and it'll last a little. It lasted about 2 minutes last night, and then he fell back apart. And what made me wonder in this answer is he saying deep down, I'm really not a Hall of Famer. I don't belong. I don't belong there. I'm really not that guy. You guys are asking too much of me.
Skip, a lot of times, Skip, I get up here and I speak from experience. I speak from things that I've experienced and I've seen firsthand. The first year that I didn't get into the Hall of Fame, my grandmother had her leg amputated and she had a heart attack and she almost died. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, she might not even see me hear me get into the Hall of Fame. So I'm furious. I'm thinking to myself what Jimmy Butler said. If I ain't showing up. I mean, if you don't like my numbers in 2009, hell, I can't add to it in 2010. So 815, 1062, 10,060, 62 touchdowns, 8 All-Star games, Pro Bowl, Skip. That's all I can do.
I got it.
So when I finally got in, I remember going to bed that night. I didn't get in because I was working at CBS. And I thought to myself, Shannon, yes, I believe, my subconscious says, Shannon, I believe you should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. But you was a 7th round pick, and you didn't even think about the Hall of Fame.
No.
I remember going my second year, we played, if I'm not mistaken, we played Detroit in the Hall of Fame game. Skip, I went to the building. Lo and behold, 30 years later, I'm in the actual building. Top that. So I get, but Skip, for somebody to say, I'm not going, Skip, I can look, T.O. did that. So it's not like,
different.
Yes. He felt that they wronged him, and he had his own celebration. Okay, fine. But
he was the what ballot? Third?
He was the third. He got in just like I did. He got in just like I did, third ballot.
All right.
And Skip, and I said I believe T.O. should have been a first ballot.
Okay, I got it.
But Skip, look, first ballot, second ballot, third ballot, secret ballot.
Okay.
You in the hall.
I got it. But help me out here. Isn't Jimmy Butler a weird dude? Because think about what he is. He is very difficult to coach. He's very difficult to be teammates with because he has a prickly, weird sort of personality where he'll rub you wrong. He'll say the wrong thing in the locker room, but he always says, I'm a team guy. And he plays like a
Right.
team guy because he is the initiator of their offense.
You do realize like the Hall of Fame is a team.
Yeah.
It's the greatest team
Oh,
ever
yeah,
assembled.
that's a team.
You won't find a team better than those members
Yeah.
that's in Cooperstown or Canton or where Mass, Springfield, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yep.
You won't find better teammates than what you got there.
No.
Guys, Jimmy Butler's sights seem set on a championship. Even in his post-game press conference last night, he was still saying he loves this squad and he thinks they're going to come back and win another championship despite losing in the finals 2 out of the last 4 years. We will see what the future holds. All right, when we come back, gentlemen, let's move on to the NFL for a minute. Are the Jets truly Super Bowl contenders with Aaron Rodgers? Let's unpack a little bit of this situation with Rodgers and the Jets. That's next, right here on FS.